morning, everyone. I'm Alex Butler.
And I'm Rebecca Gordon, and welcome to Stanford High School's award-winning online newspaper, The Roundtable. We're your hosts for this month's news segment on WGCH for the second Thursday of every single month, where we help you get a glimpse inside the walls of Stanford High School.
As your new host for the show, we would love to tell you a little about ourselves. My name is Alex, and I'm a 3-season varsity athlete, including soccer, skiing, and lacrosse, along with being a captain for all three. I'm involved in the Ski and Snowboard Club, Unified Sports, Science National Honor Society, and this will be my third year doing our school's yearbook. We are both currently a senior in high school at Stanford High School, of course, and currently a part of our senior class student government.
Hey guys, I'm Rebecca. I am captain of the varsity cheerleading team, have received first team All-FCAC for cheerleading twice. I'm in National Honor Society and Science National Honor Society. I also have been doing competitive cheerleading my whole life.
On today's show, we decided to interview Board of Ed candidates Versha Munshi South and Lisa Butler. First, we head into Rebecca's interview with Democratic candidate Versha.
So, if elected, what are your top priorities?
I have a couple of priorities. And they're all really centered in the fact that this is the fourth year that our students are going to school within, with COVID still being somewhat present, and the lingering effects of that COVID has had on students over these last few years. So one of them is students' mental health. We know that COVID has impacted kids in a lot of different ways, and one of the ways is really their emotions and their mental health needs, and that of teachers as well. And so one priority is really ensuring that we have a way of getting regular feedback from kids and teachers and parents on how things are going. And I know, the district does surveys, maybe once a year. But I think that given, just the changing nature of how folks are feeling and what their needs are, we're going to need a more consistent feedback loop that's just allowing us more frequently to know how everyone's doing in the community and what we can do to support them. So that's one priority. I would say the second priority is supporting students academically. Similarly with COVID, there's been quite an impact on kids, and we're starting to see some of the data come out about how kids have been impacted, specifically early grades in their reading, kids in kind of middle grades in their math, are places that kids are really have suffered some losses that need to be made up. And so we're going to need to put some resources and some effective strategies into catching kids up and making sure they have the support they need. And again, also supporting teachers in how do you address the vast array of needs that your students have. Some kids are performing on grade level, some kids are performing above grade level, and then some kids really do need help catching up to grade level, and teachers are faced with all of those students in their classes. So we're going to need to be strategic about how to support them to make sure that everyone gets back to where they need to be.
Okay, that was Democratic Board of Ed candidate Versha Munshi South. And now we'll hear from Republican candidate Lisa Butler, who is also my mom.
I have lived in Stanford for 22 years. My 3 children were born and raised in Stanford. I'm running for the Board of Education because I sent my 3 kids to Stanford Public Schools, and I want to give back now that my youngest is a senior in high school. Funny, people have asked me why I chose to run now since my daughter is a senior. My answer is simple. I love living in Stanford, and with all the new families moving here since COVID, I want strong, vibrant schools that we are proud of. I want to change the conversation that often happens among friends or people you meet for the first time. How often have we heard the sigh when people ask where your children attend school? Stanford Public Schools has a lot to be proud of, but we need to focus our attention on some key issues to move the schools forward. My priorities, if elected to the Board of Education, will be to ensure that all children in the Stanford Public Schools are challenged and that we provide a rigorous curriculum. Whether a student is going to college or a career path, we need to equip our students with the skills they will need after high school. I have major concerns right now with our SBAC scores for grades K through 8, and as a city, we are below the Connecticut state average. The district needs to do more to help with the severe learning loss that has resulted from the pandemic. We need to start academic interventions in elementary and middle school so that when students eventually get to high school, they have a solid foundation. We also need to reinstitute midterm and final exams since they were dropped during COVID, and then the year after, the district eliminated them as well. And we need to encourage all students to do summer work packets rather than having them be optional, which happened this past summer. The major issues I see right now is that we're not challenging students and not holding them accountable for their actions. We need to make sure kids are coming to school and showing up on time. Last year we had the highest absentee rates we'd ever seen. If kids are not showing up, how are they learning? And how are they graduating to the next grade? We need to put more focus on reading, writing, and math and making sure we are doing the absolute best we can to make sure we are providing a quality education. One of the challenges I see is with the curriculum. While visiting schools during the summer and speaking with teachers, one of the issues I seem to always hear about is the outdated curriculum. As a board member, I would want to dive into the curriculum matter and continue to gain teacher and parent input on curriculum matter.
And that was Republican Board of Ed candidate Lisa Butler.
And now here's an update from one of our sports editors, Sam Albert, on how sports have been going this month at Stanford High School.
We are a month into fall sports and off to a good start. Football is continuing to improve from last year and currently has a 2-2 record under new head coach Donnie Panipata, looking to move to 3-2 as they face Trumbull this Friday, the 14th, at 7 p.m. at Trumbull High. Girls volleyball started off the season on a 4-game win streak and now stands at 6-6 and also has a big game against Fairfield Ludlow this Friday, the 19th, in Fairfield. Boys soccer did not start off how they hoped. However, they've won 3 big home games and their next home game is tomorrow against Norwalk. Girls soccer looks forward to their city championship today at home at 4 p.m. and hopefully gaining their first win of the season. Field hockey has been doing well with a 5-5 record, including a shutout win over West Hill. Girls swimming and diving has 2 more meets left and have been doing great so far, including senior Hannah Chuckus breaking the Stanford diving record that had been previously held for 25 years, and she is now up for Roon Report Player of the Week and Game Time CT Athlete of the Week, so make sure to go vote on both of their websites. Boys and girls cross country have their last meet on Wednesday the 19th as they look to close out their season with an overall win at Staples. Boys golf is coming up on their last 3 matches of the season, one of which being their city championship against West Hill. That's all for fall sports so far. Make sure to go out and support our teams as they look to keep winning in the second half of the season.
And that's all we have time for today. Make sure to check us out at shsroundtable.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks for listening. I'm Alex Butler.
And I'm Rebecca Gordon. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next month.